Hey everyone, Dan and Alyssa back for another Disney dining review.
Bright Suns. Today we are headed to Hollywood Studios over to Batuu to go to Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo.
Bright Suns.
I'm speaking Star Wars language.
We have actually never been here before, so I'm excited to check it out. Usually when we go to Galaxy's Edge, there's just, I don't know, we have our favorites everywhere we go, so whenever we're just kind of going in as locals, we're probably gonna go to Base Lane Tap House, or if we're going into Galaxy's Edge and want something to eat, it's probably gonna be Ronto Roasters, but we thought, why not try something that's quick service that we have never tried before?
Yes,
and the menu actually looks pretty good if you can get past some of the names.
Yeah, some of these names I'm not gonna be able to say, but basically they have a Batuuan beef and crispy tapato stir fry, which sounds really tasty, a pica tuna poke, smoked kadoo pork ribs.
What's kadoo? Is that a Star Wars thing? Yeah, it's gotta be a Star Wars thing.
Be. Fried Andorian chicken tip yip, or a Persianade hot chicken tip yip, which is, so both of those are very similar, but they have like kind of different bases. So
it's like a hot chicken, like a Nashville hot chicken?
Yeah, well, like it's in a spicy chipotle sauce with rice and sweet corn and shishito peppers, jicama, plantains, and cilantro, which sounds pretty tasty. The fried Andorian one is crispy chicken, with which the other one is as well, with house-made macaroni cheese and roasted vegetables. And then there's a roasted Andorian chicken salad. The plant-based option here is a Felucian kefta and hummus garden spread. So it's got plant-based meatballs, herb hummus, and tomato cucumber relish and a pita.
Well, I'm ready to go try this. I'm hungry.
Me too.
So, are you ready to go to Batuu?
Yes.
All right, let's do this.
We have arrived. It's very themey. I have my little metal tray that made me feel like I was like getting my rations. Kind of cool. So I got the Batuuan beef and tapato stir fry. It's got like mushrooms and onions and squash and beef in it. So we're gonna try this out. That's very good. I chose the little herbed yucca fries as my side. So I was a little surprised that there wasn't like rice in there, but I guess had I chosen rice, it makes sense because that was an option. Those are very flavorful. I like this dish, it's good. One more thing is that the beef is very tender, so it's not like chewy. It's you can cut into it very easily. It's very flavorful. It's a nice, well put together and kind of hearty dish.
I got the tuna poke bowl, which just sounded really good. It's not quite as hearty as the stir fry over there, so I'm not sure. I think it'd probably fill me up, but there's not gonna be extras. There's probably not a lot for sharing. But there's some pretty big chunks of tuna in here that look pretty fantastic. It's done pretty well. So it has like a spicy sriracha mayo, almost dressing in there. And I like that. I actually like that quite a bit. So I think this is a really good kind of different alternative to your standard like theme park food. We had talked about going to like Woody's Lunchbox today, but that has a lot of like you know, tater tots and chili and that kind of thing. And this is, I think, a lighter option. Now it's not like really inexpensive. I don't think it's overpriced for what it is. It's a pretty quality meal. I like this.
All right, so we devoured that and we will finish this up at home.
All right, we are back.
This was surprising, exciting, all good things. But first, if you are looking to plan your next magical vacation, please reach out to us over at Fantastical Vacations. We plan Disney destinations, Universal cruise lines, and all-inclusive resorts.
Side note, if you would like a Let's Do This shirt or any of the other Addicted to the Mouse merch, you can find that at addictedtothemerch.com. This meal was actually very, very good. It's gonna get a good rating, and before anyone says, well, you're just giving all the quick service places a good rating, I mean, go back and watch Pizza Ponte. Well,
to be fair, we haven't been to the ones that we're not excited about yet.
That's the thing. Like, we have all these quick service places, and you know, we don't have to schedule them 60 days in advance, and so we're like, day of, like, which one do we want to do today? Like, so let's just wait till like right before and just make it a surprise, and we can go anywhere since we're going in the afternoon. And yeah, so this one sounded good, and turns out it was.
Yeah, so we had not ever actually eaten here, and I'm so glad we did now, and I'm a little disappointed in ourselves that we hadn't yet, because it might be my favorite place in Batuu.
I mean, the green milk is not your favorite?
So, we're not reviewing the green milk. It gets a 0.
I refuse to do a dining review on green milk. Okay, I don't know. I really like Ronto Roasters.
I know.
But it's different. Like, Ronto Roasters is, number one, it's less expensive. Number two, I'm gonna grab it and probably go. I just like, it's like a sandwich. Like, I eat it when I walk. This is an actual nice meal. So, I don't know what I was expecting, but I was pleasantly surprised here. Let's just start from the top.
Okay. You know, I kind of think that people used to not talk good about this place, and I wonder if the menu changed.
Well, I know when it first launched, it was even more confusing because they would just put like the tip yip and the this and the that and all the stuff that you don't know what they're talking about because it's Star Wars, except for like a small group of people. And then they added like chicken tip yip or whatever. And so it made it a little more digestible.
We're just gonna get started with ambiance. So ambiance, for quick service, we look at kind of seating availability, what the options are, if there's indoor, outdoors. There's indoors, there's outdoors, there's lots of seating, kind of unique seating too. We actually sat at a bar outside, like a high top bar with like big giant stools to sit on.
It was just the tabletop. It wasn't like they weren't serving drinks or anything. It was just literally a bar.
That would have elevated, actually.
Yeah, it was like surrounding a tree, like a planter. But it was nice. It was lovely. They did have background music, which fit the theming nicely. It may have been a little bit loud for me, but you know, that's not that big of a deal. I did like the indoor-outdoor seating. I like the seating better at Satu'li Canteen, which also had indoor-outdoor seating. So I think it's maybe just right under Satu'li Canteen, but all in all, solid. We gave it a 4.
Yep. Theming. Now, this is spectacular theming. I mean, we kind of discussed and bounced back and forth between like a 5 and a 4.5. And the one component it doesn't have is it doesn't have kind of like an entertainment component, right? Like the theming itself is outstanding. You've got, even as we were walking out, I noticed there's droid like imprints in the concrete, like tracks going everywhere from like, I assume carrying the cargo. Like I thought that was like a nice added little touch.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think that probably when we review, for instance, like Oga's Cantina, it has an animatronic DJ Rex in there that's like, you know, in the theming of it. That's an extra little like kind of
bump.
Yeah, element. So this wasn't quite there, but very well themed. Fits very, very good at Galaxy's Edge. Like you definitely feel like you are walking into just a quick service restaurant in the middle of the Empire, or I mean, you're in Star Wars. So we ended up on a 4.5.
All right, service. So service was great. I mean, it's probably one of the best service that I've like experienced in a quick service dining.
This was better than most table service restaurants we have been to.
I mean, so I walked in, Dan was getting some B-roll, and I went up to the mobile order. I was the only one kind of going around that direction to the mobile order, and I was walking up, and the man at the counter was like, hi, are you Leslie? And I was like, yes, I am. And so he gave me my food, and then we went and we were like trying to decide where to sit. So we were kind of having this back and forth, and a guy stopped us that worked there and was like, can I help you find something? Are you guys okay? Yeah. And then even out, like whenever we were sitting, he came by and checked and made sure that everything tasted good.
Yeah, and then even at the end of it, we got it, you know, I mean, for theming, like it's like an actual like cafeteria tray, but not like cheap plastic. It's like a metal tray like that you would get in like a Star Wars quick service restaurant. Anyway, so you picked up that tray like you were gonna take it over to the trash can, which was just, I don't know, 15 feet away.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, oh, no, I'll get that for you. And he ran over and he took it from you.
Yeah.
And was like, we didn't have to do anything. Like, it's not like you're
It was really excellent. They were all very pleasant.
Yeah. Now, it was like 4:30 in the afternoon, so it was a little bit early for dinner, definitely late for lunch. So it wasn't full, it wasn't packed. It was probably 30% full in there. So I don't know, maybe if it gets super, super busy, your mileage may vary when it comes to service, but for us, it was fantastic. And that's how we got it rated on what our experience was today.
So we gave it a 5.
A 5. Food was actually very good as well. I have zero complaints about the food.
Yeah.
There are some things that I would like to just mention. So mine was the tuna poke, and it was tuna poke. It was great. The flavor was good. The quality was good. The temperature was perfect. It was not overly spicy. It was flavorful. It was on a bed of slaw. I think I made the comment while we were there that it wasn't going to be filling enough for me, but we shared, like you tried some of mine, I tried some of yours, and I was full after that because yours was definitely hearty. And I think that's just because I eat more. I mean, it was a full meal, and I think for you, it probably would have filled you up. Yours, though, while it was excellent, the name was a little misleading.
I would agree with that. So mine was a stir fry, and it definitely was more of a pot roast. Now, I guess I could have picked a different side, but the first option of the sides was herbed yucca fries and stir fry vegetables. And I was like, well, that makes sense. One of the options was white rice and something, I can't remember what it was, but maybe that would have made it feel more like a stir fry.
But you still didn't pot roast. The beef was like pot roast. Yeah. It shredded like pot roast. It tasted like pot roast. It was pot roast.
Excellent. I mean,
it was good. It just wasn't in what I would think of stir fry, right?
Yeah. It was a little weird, but I liked the amount of options that they had. So, I mean, there were probably 7 options on the entrees or so, and then there was a plant-based option. There were some kids options.
2 different chicken options, like spicy and not spicy, which I kind of want to go back and try all the other stuff.
I know.
They did have...
Next week, we will review it again.
They did have a dessert, which just didn't sound good as we were walking in there. Like, we talked about it.
Which I'm kind of glad that we didn't get it, because honestly, I'm very comfortable right now. I probably would have, I stopped eating before mine was gone, and then Dan finished it up for me. So that's kind of what filled him up. But because it was very hearty.
Yeah, I don't, like, other than the name of your dish being just a little misleading, and it probably was just the side dish that you picked, but it was definitely like a pot roast. It was excellent.
Yeah, so we gave it a 5. I mean, there's just zero complaints. There's selection. It was cooked well. Everything was good. So
now, obviously, keep in mind, like, we could go in the same restaurant 5 days in a row, every day of the week, and have a different experience every single time. But at least the potential is there to achieve a 5 at Docking Bay 7. I will definitely be back to this restaurant.
Yeah.
And the entire meal, I mean, it was just 2 entrees, but $39.
Yeah.
Including tax. And there's no, I mean, you don't tip because you order and you mobile order. I mean, you can leave a tip if they come and clear your plate for you. But yeah, you mobile order, you say you're there, you walk in, you pick it up, you find your seat, and you leave. And it was great. $39 is a steal, honestly. I mean, for Disney prices.
All right, so if you add all that up and divide it out, it is a 4.625 out of 5, which is a really excellent rating. Once again, I'm just kicking myself that we have not been here before.
Well, we found a new good place to eat.
We did. So if you are liking these videos, please hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss the next one.
And we will see you on the next video.